What's going on, guys? So this is the Daily Technicals live session, and in this video we're going to be going over the different setups that I see unfolding for tomorrow's trading and anything that I do see as a potential opportunity going forward for the rest of the week. So right now we're going to go ahead and get started with the dollar index, but just to double check that you guys can see and also see my screen and also hear me talking right now, type something in the chat box just so I can confirm that, and then we'll go ahead and get started. In the YouTube chat box if you're viewing it on YouTube. So let me know here on YouTube if you can actually see and also hear me, and I'm going to look out in the chat box for that, and then we will go ahead and get started, guys. The YouTube link in my bio is not working. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna have to go off this live. Okay, cool. You guys can hear me. I'm getting started in just 1 second. I was just fixing the link in my Instagram bio for the Instagram people. So alright, guys, so if you're viewing this on Instagram, be sure to click the link in my bio. That'll take you to my YouTube channel, and you can view the live stream right now of us going over the markets for the rest of the week's trading and tomorrow. So right now we are looking at the dollar index, and with this I still am expecting further upside expansion to clear out that 95.20, which we've already done twice now, but we've got relatively equal highs here coming in around the 95.30 level. So I think our next upside and objective in terms of dollar index will be, looks like I have to go to a daily. And I think the next level that we're going to be targeting will be this ICT bearish shoulder block low coming in around the 95.50 level. So once we achieve that level, once price gets to that level, whether we show rejection from there or continued strength and push above this, I don't know necessarily what we're going to get yet, but as far as what the market's telling me so far, I have no reason to believe that this market's going to go lower until we break below yesterday's low. So if we break below 94.54, then I'm going to be looking for weaker prices inside of dollar index. But up until that point, I'm going to be looking for nothing but higher prices inside dollar index. So what that means, if this is your first time watching one of my videos, then dollar index is basically the king of all the other currencies, well, the majors at least, that are paired with the dollar index. So if you are trading GBP USD, for example, you want to analyze the dollar index and see what direction that is going to go. So that's what I'm doing here. So I'm expecting further upside on the dollar index, which would lead to continued weakness again in cable and euro. So looking at this on a little bit lower time frame, if we drop down to a 4-hour here on the dollar index, you can see that we've found some support within this down candle here. So we've traded into it here, traded into it here. And if you're in the premium group, you guys probably remember me tweeting out, well, I always say tweeting, but posted in the Telegram this ICT bullish shoulder block here, and we've still been respecting that level. So I think this is likely going to be the low in place, and we should see continued higher prices from here inside a dollar index. Now, if we do break below this, it's likely that we're probably going to go lower. at least have some form of a deeper retracement to the downside before continuing higher. So just keep an eye out for that, but I am expecting overall higher prices on dollar index, which would indicate weaker prices inside of foreign currency. So if we go ahead and move over to euro, we'll start on a daily time frame, and we really didn't have too much movement yesterday, in my opinion, and I think the reason because of that is we're waiting for that news event that we have tomorrow in cable. So, British pound. So in terms of euro, I mean, euro can really consolidate for a bit. It doesn't necessarily have to continue lower, but with strength in dollar, I am expecting lower prices. And if we do get that, what I'm going to be looking for is that 1.15 level, which is just above this daily low back here. So that's going to be the longer term objective that I'm looking for. Well, at least by the end of the week, if we do get continued downside. And obviously first levels of liquidity. So target one would be this low here at 1530, then this low here at 1515, and then ultimately that 1.15 level down into 1.1480. So that's going to be the levels that I'm going to be looking for on the downside for euro dollar. Now, if we do break above this high here, coming in at, what is this high coming at? 1644. So if we break above that, then I am going to expect higher prices, or at least not necessarily all the way back up here, but potentially into this daily ICT bearish order block. So we could get that movement if dollar index does decide to break below that low that we were talking about for yesterday. So in terms of euro dollar, that's going to be it for the up and downside objectives in terms of targets that I'm going to be looking for. And yeah, you can see if looking at this, it's really just consolidated. So we haven't really seen any movement, at least significant movement inside of euro dollar. So nothing really special that I see going on with there yet. Now cable. Just have to remove this stuff. Okay, so cable, we did see a bearish close on the day, which is a good sign. And we did trade back up into, if you're in the premium group, you've seen me talk about that 1.32 level and how we would likely trade back up into that during London and then see some rejection. And that's what we've seen so far. So you could see the reason that I was expecting the market to trade back up into that is because this is a daily level and we broke structure once we broke below that. So we had the chance to participate in this move already since Tuesday London session, and then yesterday London session it pushed up into that 32 big figure level, retesting that daily structure and closed bearish. So I am expecting weaker prices with this. However, we do have really high impact news for cable tomorrow, so we could see some crazy price action in this. But overall, from a longer term perspective, I am expecting weaker prices on cable down into the 1.30 level to clear out this liquidity here. And if we get continued movement, then I'm going to be looking for this level here. So in terms of what that would look like, just a break below here, retest, and then continuation there. So it would look very similar to what we've seen here. We had the break below, then we had the retest. So you can see break below, retest here, and then now I'm expecting continuation. So all we're doing is just mapping out future bearish price action. So that's what you guys need to anticipate whenever you're marking up your charts, especially starting from the daily time frame, because that's where we get our directional bias from. So if we think the market's going to continue lower because we think dollar index is going to push higher, then what we need to do is make sure that we are, capturing the potential lower lows and lower highs within that market. And we would be looking to sell the lower highs. And you're probably wondering, where would the lower highs come in? Well, on lower time frames for 1 hour, for example, you could just use your Fibonacci levels to see how far that retracement may actually be, and if that lines up with some sort of daily level, such as this 32 big figure level or something like that, then that's a good indication that that's likely going to be where the resistance is going to come in. Now you can see that on an hourly basis we have broke below this up candle here, so we do have a bearish order block that was formed. So we'll see if they hold this candle here as resistance and start to trade lower. But ideally, before taking another trade in this pair, what I want to see is a break below these lows, a retest, and then we'll sell this retest here and look for the continuation lower. And the reason I want to wait for that is because we don't have any confirmation yet that the market is actually still being sold. And what I mean by that is we haven't got a lower low yet. So by getting that lower low, that confirms that the sellers are now in the market and we can sell that retest. So far we've just pushed up and cleared out some liquidity, and we've hit a key daily level and shown rejection so far, but this could just be rejection into this ICT bullish order block and then push higher. So we have to anticipate that, but again, that's not something that I necessarily see unfolding, but you do want to anticipate that stuff just in case it is something that does unfold in price action. So keep in mind that we could show weakness from here and cable and start trading lower, and my targets for this are still remaining at the levels that I posted on Tuesday in the signal group, the premium group, and 1.30 is going to be that final objective that I'm looking for. At least by the end of the week, I don't necessarily know or have any guarantee that we're going to get this level by the end of the week, but tomorrow is likely going to inject a lot of volatility in this market. So we could see a quick push below here, maybe a rejection and trade higher, or we could just see instant rejection and the market just trade below all of these lows back here. So that's what I'm going to be looking for cable. Now, I did have someone in the premium group that asked me to look over dollar CAD and just talk about this. So in terms of what I'm looking for, still looking for these highs to be blown out here, coming in at, that is 33.47, so call it 33.45 is what I'm looking for. And then these equal highs back here coming in around the 35.40 level. Those are going to be the next targets for the upside on dollar CAD. Now, in terms of opportunities to buy this market, I would look for a retest of at least this level here, which is a 4-hour ICT bullish order block. And then if you can get bullish price action on a lower time frame at this level, expect them to hold support, and you can look to buy it here with a continuation higher. And that's how I would play dollar CAD. Let me actually see if we have any dollar CAD news, because I'm going to be staying away from cable with the high impact news that we have. Where is it? Right here. So 4 a.m. Late London session, we do have a lot of GBP news. So I'm going to be staying away from this. And we do have dollar index news at 5:30, so we could get some nice dollar CAD price action then, and a potential setup in this. So if we can get a trade down into this level, this would be a logical buying area for dollar CAD, and place your stop loss below this low here at 31.50. So you would have a decent little stop loss, about 65 pips or so, but ultimately your target is going to be, well, at least your first target would be 94 pips. So that's already 1-to-1. So that's a nice little move, and once the market does push above this high, you can obviously trail your stop loss, or once you've locked in some profit, just trail your stop loss to break even so you don't have any risk on the trade. That's what I would suggest anyways. So that's pretty much everything that I had to go over for today's daily technicals and what I'm going to be looking for going into tomorrow. So if you guys have any questions, just let me know and I'll go ahead and answer them for you really quickly. Does that make sense to everyone though, what I'm going to be looking for things I'm going to be anticipating, all of that. Does that make sense, guys? Everything that we talked about? Just type something in the chat box just to let me know that everyone understood what I just went over. And the replay of this will be directly uploaded to YouTube as soon as I finish as well. So if you caught this a little late, no worries. As soon as I finish, it just takes a couple minutes to process, and then it'll be live on my channel, so you'll be able to view it if you missed anything. Alright guys, well it looks like there's no questions or anything that are coming through, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, give you guys another second or two in case there is a question that does come through. But other than that, if you're in the premium group, keep a lookout for potential setup for a New York session tomorrow, which will be in $CAD. And that's really what I'm going to be focusing on, since I'm going to be staying away from cable. Alright guys, well that is going to be it. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure to leave a thumbs up on this video. That helps push these videos to other traders out there, and essentially just kind of grows the Forex fam, and helps everybody as a whole. So just like this video if this is something that you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.